of the many men and women who have served and continue to serve America in the armed forces, we ask that those who are able, please rise. Gentlemen, please remove your hats while veterans, active military personnel, and police officers salute for the playing of our national anthem. We will now introduce the team members for the Canfield Cardinals. Number 2, Dominic Gizzi. Number 4, Brendan Piercy. Number 11, AJ Backus. Number 16, Joel Mizak. Number 21, Ronaldo Culipari. Number 24, Dylan Kemp. Number 26, Jackson Arders. Number 33, Aiden Fay. Number 36, Sean Harrington. Number 44, Zane Ahmed. Starting for the Cardinals tonight includes number 1, Ali Salash, also captain. Number 3, Zaid Adaway. Number 6, Scott Fleming. Number 7, Captain Landon Palazzi. Number 10, Drew Snyder. Number 12, Captain Ben Kovach. Number 13, Captain Ethan Malachek. Number 14, Andrew Baletiga. Number 15, Ryan Dangle. Number 23, Adam Gossain. Number 32, Joey Azar. Cardinals head coach Mike Bailey, assistants Kristen Abrig, Brad Larson, and Ryan Benson. And now we will introduce the team members for the Austintown Fitch Falcons. Sophomore, number 18, Ben Galvez. Junior, number 5, Dylan Baer. Freshman, number 2, Hayden Bauer. Freshman, number 20, Jackson Faulkner. Freshman, number 11, Jackson Hocknickney. Senior, number 6, Nick Paul. Senior, number 23, Nick Tavola. Sophomore, number 22, Trevor Lordy. Junior, number 15, Vince Larson. Starting for the Falcons tonight includes Senior, number 4, Adrian Puz. Sophomore, number 10, Anthony Ruggles. Senior, number 18, Ben Galvez. Senior, number 24, Brody Herman. Freshman, number 16, Christopher Gazzoni. Junior, number 5, Dylan Bear. Junior, number 8, Harry Spalding. Senior, number 7, Josiah Bernine. Senior, number 17, Jamie Sorrells. Senior, number 12, Jonathan Carson. Freshman, number 13, Jonathan Richardson. Junior, number 9, Nolan Mickey. The Falcons are coached by Anthony James, head coach also Brandon Morton, Marcus DeValdo, Giovanni Morton.
All right, hello and welcome to Steel Valley Soccer Game of the Week between the Canfield Cardinals and the Austintown Fitch Falcons. We had our opening starting lineups, the national anthem, and we are ready to play. I'm Tim Walsh, and along with me is Dan Conley. Dan, how you doing today?
I'm doing well. Look, another nice day of weather, beautiful soccer weather. Hopefully get to see some beautiful soccer along with it.
Absolutely. We just saw the sunset in the distance. The players are ready. It's another conference foe for Canfield, and we'll see how it goes. A lot of youth on the field today, huh?
There's a lot of turnover from last year. I believe Canfield graduated all but 2 starters from last year's team. And Fitch comes in, I believe they graduated 7 starters from last year's team.
But you heard the terms freshman and sophomore a lot. I believe Fitch is, starting 3 freshmen today?
Yeah.
Let's see if that works out.
Fitch comes in today with a record of officially 2-2-1. They beat Notre Dame, Cathedral Latin, and Brunswick. Their 2 losses are to Poland and Howland, and their 1 draw is to Glen Oak. Canfield comes in on the year 5-1. Their 5 wins against Ursuline, Marlington, Dover, Crestview, and Boardman. Their only loss on the year is to Kenston. This is the first of 2 meetings in the AAC conference. The second meeting will be held on October 4th.
Yeah, I never liked playing teams twice. You felt like you played just a really long game, and the halftime was the 3 or 4 weeks, maybe, or 3 or 4 days in between.
I never really liked playing teams twice in a year either. Kind of cut down on what you could go with the play, opponent-wise during the year. But Canfield starting out with the kick. They get the possession here. It's kind of hard to see numbers from up here, so I apologize for that.
Yeah, but we have a pretty good vantage point sitting on the home stands that's not being used.
Both teams coming out pretty quick here. Looks like Fitch is dropping 9 people behind the ball right now. It's Palazzi on the ball for Canfield, switching the field.
Yeah, it's a good call for it by their outside back.
Right now, they got both teams playing within about 25 yards of each other in the entire field.
Man, on a little coming together, nothing. Center referee today is Saki Yatzis. Does a lot of high-profile game. I know he does college as well.
That was a good ball right there from Brody Herman. Canfield comes in. They have 2 main goal scorers for them. It's both captains, Ben Kovac and Ethan Molachek. They've both been leading the way, helping out, getting those 5 wins for their team. And Fitch, on the other hand, has been struggling to put the ball in the back of the net. They've been struggling getting offense. They have a sound defense, and they have track stars up top. It's just putting it all together. I know they have the talent, though. And I said Fitch's record is 2-1 officially. They got a win due to Brunswick having an ineligible player playing in the game. Originally that game was a 4-0 win for Brunswick. Ended up going down as a 1-0 win for Fitch. Burnout with the shot for Fitch. That's our first shot of the game, 2 minutes in right there. It's about 30 yards out.
Looked like he picked his head up a little bit, sailed it up high. Which would probably be good on the football team, correct?
Canfield with the goal kick wins the first and second 50-50 off the goal kick.
Ooh. Almost 3 passes together that were one touch. Throw in for the Falcons.
It's a good touch right there from Nolan Mickey of Fitch.
Surprising his hair does not get in the way. That is quite an impressive mullet he's sporting.
Looks like Shawn Michaels out there. Hopefully don't see any sweet chin music this game. It's good offensive, defensive pressure by Canfield. So 10 times fast. Fitch has an on-man rush going the other way. Finds Harry Spalding with the ball. Looking to go back to Nolan Mickey. That's a great ball. Ali Shalash comes out. Strong slide right there to thwart the offensive effort right there.
And Ali looks like he's grown from the 5 inches we said he was from our vantage point at the Cardinal Classic.
He may be about 5,000 times what he looked like last time we saw him. Just like we spoke about earlier, though, Fitch has track stars. They have good technical ability up top. And you saw right there, it was 5-on-2 right there, and they almost generated a shot right there. Drew Snyder on the ball right now for Canfield. I believe he's one of the youth that Canfield has.
That's a smart play by him, bringing it back and not forcing it in. The numbers down.
Just keeping it in right there is Canfield. Putting that ball across. Good 50. A little bit of hands both ways, though. Canfield now has a little bit of time on the ball. They had Fitch had all 11 behind the ball inside their own 30-yard line there.
Yeah, he doesn't like what he sees. Didn't have a pass open for him.
Something I've noticed right now is Canfield has very good shape out there. Everyone's staying to their side, staying in their position.
As they say, they as in coaches that I've had, you play like an accordion. On offense, you spread them out. On defense, you pull that back in together.
Almost looks like unless Canfield has someone push up, they're playing with 3 in the back. Might be a 3-5-2. This is our first time we've been at Greenwood Falcon Stadium. First time we've been able to see both of these teams play this year. Canfield comes in, I believe they're ranked number 4 in our Steel Valley Soccer power rankings. Fitch was in it, but they dropped down after the last 2 losses to Poland and Allen. Sorrell's coming out for Fitch in the colorful goalie jersey he's wearing. Well, so that's something neither coach can be happy with after that punt, that ball hitting the ground. Neither team going after that. First foul of the game there.
It's always the second person they get, right?
Yep.
First one could be, second one definitely is.
Jonathan Carson taking the free kick for Fitch. They got a big gap between where they're lining up and so better beat that first line defenders.
It almost looked like that was a design play, him coming up short.
Yeah. Nearly worked.
Dan, one thing I have noticed too is there's a lot of talking, a lot of communication between both teams explaining to each other where they're at and what's happening next.
Right. That's a good point. Remember, the more the team talks, the more they're organized out there.
I remember.
Also,
playing.
it means they get along as well.
Oh, absolutely. And you always remember that one team that talked and you're like, man, this is the most annoying team I've ever seen, but they end up moving the ball better than anyone else.
It's Mickey Almaus in space. Hit out of bounds. Would be a corner kick for Fitch here. Ball comes in. Looks like they had a little bit of space there, just missed the header there, did Fitch. It's a great outlet ball right there. Original outlet ball, I should say, from Canfield. Nice little combination play by Fitch, but A little ambitious with that cross.
Yeah, I mean, it's a dangerous area, but just no one up there to be on the receiving end, kind of blindly hitting and hoping.
Right. It almost looks like Fitch is in a 4-4-1. Looks like they have 4 center mids out there.
4-4-1, Dan?
Yeah. He's probably looking. Yeah, 4-4-1. There you go. I see what you're saying now.
Okay.
4-5-1. I got you. It's that old.
I thought they were trying something new, playing with a man down, seeing if they can get some space. Wouldn't be the craziest thing I've seen on the field.
Throwing for Fitch on the far side. Find their target man up top.
You like to see keep possession, switching fields. Was that 5 consecutive passes?
It was. That was 2 touch passing as well at the very most.
Now, I always said that if you have a creative team, that's equally as good as having a skilled team. Because, yeah, in your defensive half and your defensive midfield, you can get away with just passing to the open man and not really advancing the ball and just playing a little bit of keep away. But once you get up in that attacking third, someone has to be creative to create space and create a mismatch for something good to happen and the ball and go back in the net.
Yeah. A lot of times creativity and skill do go hand in hand, though. But you're right.
Mm-hmm.
Being creative allows you to find multiple ways on how to go forward, how to defend, how to create offense space. Speaking of space, there seems to be a lot of space on this left side of the field.
Yes, there is, if they can get a switch. And it's a disciplined passing where they too are looking just for feet to play the ball up and get it advanced. It's not just a pass, and boot the ball as far as you can. That one got away from them, though, the old commentator's curse.
Both teams, their center mids are pressuring the ball very well. Ball's getting kind of bogged down in midfield, but frantic pace in the middle of the field they're playing with. See some of that speed that Nolan Mickey has right there. Second corner of the game coming up now for Fitch.
Dangerous catch.
Dangerous catch. That's very strong hands. Good hands right there from Ali in the back. Being 6'7" definitely helps her, however tall he is, but that was an excellent job of holding on to
13 feet tall. There's another one of those balls, Coach, that just no one gets the primary and the secondary, and Fitch finally corrals it.
Something I'm noticing is that Fitch has space in the middle of the field. The first 2/3 of the field, they have options in space, but they get to the final third, our attackers are kind of covered.
Mm-hmm. And that's one of those things just now, that pass, that no one's really pressuring you. There's no real need to boot it up there and try to force something. But these are high school kids, and they get impatient at times.
That was a good step right there from Burnett. Great one-touch Allen right there from Canfield.
Should release, and he does right on time, just out in front a little bit. Maybe a miscommunication. Gotta love that inside, playing into space. Big switch right off the bat. This is some good soccer we're watching.
Yeah. 12 minutes and this has been a midfield battle.
Easy call for the referee there.
Yeah. See what Fitch does with this free kick right here. Good work right there by Canfield's defender, shielding the ball out of bounds. I do know Canfield would like to get some more possession, namely not in their defensive third. That's where they've had most of their possession at. As a coach, you know that that's not where you want to have too much possession at. Something, you make one mistake, that's a counterattack coming right back at you. Good step, another good save right there from Ali of Canfield. That was a good look on goal that Fitch had right there. Punt goes out of bounds.
Yeah, I bet you Coach Bailey does not want the ball to go there. Coming into the game, I would think there'd be a little bit more scoring. I know it's real early in the game still, but this is going to look to be a defensive battle.
You know, looking at previous results, Fitch is, like I said, having a hard time putting the ball in the back of the net, and likewise Canfield, they've been doing a good job of keeping the ball out of the back of the net. So this could be one of those games where it's 1-1 or 1-2 wins the game here.
Or have the dreaded 0-0 tie.
Right. But right now the score is 0-0. That's pretty action-packed. So.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good step right there from Carson. Another shot. Ali Shalash with the save again. There's a punt right there. That was about a 60-yard in-the-air punt from Ali.
Smart play heading it back.
Something I'm seeing in regards with Canfield shape is they're very narrow-minded. You know, they have their outside, maybe defenders that maybe they went back with 4, but maybe they're playing like a wing-back style. But other than that, they have most of their players in the middle of the field.
I like to see some movement on the throw-in instead of everyone just standing there and reacting. Got to be the target to put the ball in the foot.
Ethan Molechek on the ball right there for Canfield. Joey Azar for Canfield with the ball. Cannot see the number on the far side. Looks like Andrew Battaglia. Fitch clearing that out. I think both teams so far, we talked about having a lot of youth starting on the field. They haven't really been able to tell because there hasn't been too many mistakes by either team so far. And I think that's a common theme among teams this year. Is a lot of teams graduated very large classes last year. There's a lot of young teams coming in. I think that's given a lot of inconsistent results across the board for everyone.
I agree with you. I've seen that in my daughter's age group and my son's age group, that one year you have a ton of kids, the next year you don't have so many. It ebbs and flows, as they say.
Canfield playing the free kick very quickly, trying to catch Fitch off guard.
There's that space we were talking about earlier.
I do believe that Canfield's playing a 5 wing-back system, 5 in the back. That's why they looks like 3 when they're on offense.
One of the things you don't want to see is teammates arguing with each other even a little bit.
Yeah, harmless goal kick right there for Fitch, especially this early in the game, in a 0-0 game.
We're approaching that dreadful lull in the game where it's just as much from the start as it is from halftime, and everyone's just kind of...
Yeah. It's been a pretty frantic pace in the middle of the field.
Yes, it
We'll
has.
see if it keeps up or not. Hopefully when you start getting tired, you make the ball do the work. That could have been our first mistake of the game right there.
It's got space, but a lot of speed from the outside.
That's one thing. Fitch comes in, they don't have a lot of experience, but they do have a lot of speed. Canfield's the same way. There's a lot of teams in the area that have a lot of speed. A lot of track stars out there.
Good turn on pressure. Ooh, could have had a shot from there.
It's Kovacs of Canfield. Idea was their execution just a little bit off from Canfield, but he did have space. If that pass hit, he did have space at the top of the box.
Playing.
Good battle right here between the two.
Which I've seen that. Sorry, Dan. I've seen that a lot throughout the last couple games. Is that referees are doing a great job of playing advantage, given that 3 count after a foul to see if something good comes of it. And if it doesn't, it goes back to the original spot.
You know, you mentioned that. You're right. I have seen that quite a bit more this year than any other year in the past. It must have been a point of emphasis in the offseason of the referee association. Canfield with the throw.
And they are getting a lot of space in this middle. Seems like Fitch is content with challenging the outside, not letting the ball up the sides, but the middle seems fairly open.
Dangle won the ball. Elliot Davis now.
It's a good one-touch.
Kovacs looking to spring, and there's that speed of Fitch right there on the outside of the field.
Ooh.
Dangerous ball right there, playing back to the keeper.
Might pay off, though. No, it doesn't. I was going to say they might get some numbers up with people pushing up for Canfield, seeing the opportunity.
It's a great ball right there.
And simply taken off.
Yeah. Great touch right there from Canfield's defender.
Yeah, under pressure, too. That's a tough one.
Palazzi on the ball for Canfield.
That's one thing I will say. Both teams also are very confident on the ball. There's no real pressure, panic passes, and dumb decisions.
Right. If you're looking for scoring for an exciting game so far, it has not been exciting for you. If you're a fan of good soccer, high percentage, looking for space, it's been very entertaining for us to watch. We'll see.
Halfway point through the first half.
Yeah. So far, Fitch is out shooting Canfield. They have 3 shots to Canfield's none. They also have 3 corner kicks as well. Smolacek on the ball for Canfield. Great turn from Kovacs.
That is. I didn't see the second defender. No one told him. That's great tracking back from Fitch. Lucky bounce. See if they can make something from it.
A couple times now I've seen Canfield over dribble. Surprising.
Yeah, sometimes again, being a high school kid, you get frustrated a little bit, you get antsy, and you want to get something done now.
It's the 3rd foul right there. It's been on Burneye, Fitch.
I think the referee had a little chat with the Canfield defender there.
That's probably gonna be the last free one that Canfield gets on the night. It's a great ball. Good defense right there from Canfield. I believe that's. I don't see the number. I apologize. It's a good Allen pass right there.
It's the way to stay on his toes and adjust to that pass. Yeah.
Pushing it back there from Fitch, just observing going forward. Both teams could not be more opposite to each other. Fitch has primarily most of their players playing out wide when they're going forward, and Canfield, conversely, has everyone in the middle of the field. It's pretty astonishing to watch both teams play.
With both teams with some success on either end.
Speaking of refereeing, we have one of the best refs in the area, Saki Ostis. He's done a great job. As you like to say, he's one of the good guys in the area, too. Been involved in soccer many years. Checking in for Canfield's number 26, that'd be Jackson Arders. Let's see someone bring this ball down here. Small check on the ball for Canfield. Burneye poking it away.
Caught him with the push. That's a dangerous area.
It's Davis with the free kick for Canfield right here.
Holding 18. Defense is. I'm sure that's not what they wanted.
No, and there's the patented away yell from Fitch's keeper, Jamie Sorrells.
I will say this, along with the players on the field, the ball boys are getting a workout today.
Checking back in for Fitch is Nolan Mickey. Nick Tavola taking a break for Fitch. That's a good one right there from Fitch. Looking for Burneye.
Ooh, that's kind of a dangerous play. He even faked me out. I thought he was going left.
A little 5-6 pass sequence was the best movement we've seen in the game so far from Canfield.
Both teams not willing to kind of take that risk right now to really push people up.
Yeah, they're not wanting the risk, like you said, pushing people forward. Even though both teams are bringing pretty much everybody back defensively. It's a good one, too. Good job of keeping it in right there from Snyder of Canfield. He's got Kovacs on the right. Looking for Malachek.
Snyder of Canfield, not to be confused with Snyders of Hanoverton.
I'm upset that I'm laughing about that.
Gotta get a couple dad jokes in there today.
14 minutes left. I think the question is for the remainder of this half is who's going to take that first chance going forward. They're both playing very safe, trying to find space going forward, but there's not much there because they're not a whole lot of numbers to attack with so far.
And especially in a low-scoring game, each mistake you make will be magnified because they're few and far in between for goals.
Throwing for Fitch on the far side, deep in Canfield territory. Be a throw for Canfield. While we have a slight break in the action, I'd like to thank our sponsors for today's Steel Valley Soccer Boys Game of the Week. We have Armstrong Cable, Packer Thomas, Bodine Perry, Meyer Stores, Albco, and Allstate Insurance, brought to you by Robert Fusco. I'd like to thank you guys for, again, sponsoring Steel Valley Soccer and also sponsoring these players we see out in the field. Without your support, we will not be able to get put the spotlight on these players that so deserve it. And hopefully you continue to watch the live stream and continue to sponsor us and our organization, these kids out here. Good step right there from Canfield.
Yeah, weird. While we were doing that, a weird exchange to where Canfield threw the ball in and then kicked it immediately out.
That's a shot you don't want to be in front of right there.
Nope. It's like a Jake Stewart free kick. It's a name from the late 90s.
Stewart's.
I'm sure people are walking around still with ball marks on their body after standing in the wall.
Even his younger
him.
brother Shay did the same thing to people. That throwback shot where we grab our Steel Valley name from. The old Steel Valley conference.
And speaking of old-timies, Canfield's team in the 1989 season was the first area team to play in a state championship. And their head coach, Lee Fry. If you know Lee, make sure you tell him we talked about him and that he looks like Brent Musburger. Because he does.
Did not think you were going there with that.
Lee might be one of the few people in the off-season that we're going to interview to talk about old times. We got a lot of plans for next year coming up.
Canfield with the throw in deep in Fitch territory. Both teams are making a sub. Checking in for Canfield is number 14, Andrew Battaglia. Checking in for Fitch is number 15, Vince Larson.
I will say this game has been flying by. We got 10 minutes left in the first half.
There's been no lull in this half. Kovacs with the ball for Canfield. Good job by Richardson of Fitch playing the ball out of bounds. The way this game's going, it feels like if the game continues on like this, the goals are going to come from set pieces. Both teams are kind of struggling to find offense in the flow of the game. It's Molechek with the ball.
Good job keeping it in. Cheeky move by the Fitch defender.
Kovacs playing it back. Palazzi for Canfield. It's Attaway. Or Atway, I apologize.
As we said earlier, you could hear everyone screaming and yelling and lots of communication.
Defensively and offensively, both teams are talking. There is a challenge there.
Yeah, I would have called that too.
Absolutely.
When you turn your back to the ball, you kind of give up your right to it a little bit.
At the same time, if you're Fitch there, you want your player to go in for that 50-50 just like that. If he doesn't go in like that, he gets hurt, but that's going to be a foul every time. So that's something you take that comes along with playing this game.
And again, like we said before, we're agreeing with the referee a lot this year. This is abnormal.
They've gotten a little bit better. We've been fortunate with the referees we've got to be at our games of the week.
Absolutely. We have had some very good referees almost each and every game. So shout out to them for whatever product they're producing, however they're trying to promote the game on their half. They're doing a great job.
Yeah, we got 8 minutes left in this half, and I have not heard a come on ref yet.
No.
And there has been fouls in this game. Good work by Canfield. Canfield's right back there. And
it's that lack of creativity right there. And again, we said that they were young. But being able to make that combination play, make that short little burst run, and
it's a good run right here by Davis and Canfield. I think Canfield's struggling because aside from right now, they don't have a lot of width, which does not open up a whole lot of space in the middle of the field to attack into.
Will that be our first shot?
That is Canfield's first shot. Still 3-1 in favor of Fitch.
And And the JV game was pretty low scoring as well, a 1-0 win for the Falcons.
Adway from Canfield clearing it away.
Here today, we're at the top-rated venue from last year.
This is a very nice venue. The whole campus here is very nice. They put a lot of money in their athletics, you can tell that.
Yes, they do. If I could nitpick for a second, having the track here and a little bit of space, we are a lot farther away. If you've ever been to Hubbard, you are on top of the field.
Right.
Feels like you're part of the action.
A free kick. Looks like, again, the referees allowed the game to play on. The advantage was lost for Canfield, so he's given them a free kick.
That's a dangerous area, especially with, was that just under 7 minutes?
Yeah. Fitch has brought everybody back. I'm surprised Canfield's not committing everyone forward as well.
I agree. They have 2 people back at the 50-yard line. They have someone square ball who has nobody within 40 yards of him standing on the 25-yard line of football. If I'm Canfield, I play it square to him and just let him take a touch and shoot.
Judging he's standing flat-footed, I'm guessing is not coming to him.
No.
Just over the goal. I believe that was Kovacs with the shot right there.
Whew.
That ball had some dip. Would you like some chips with that dip right there?
I did not have dinner today, so yes, sir.
Now, that actually may have been Snyder taking that free kick. Fitch looking to play him on the counterattack. Handball right there. I cannot believe, I saw it from here. I did not think that the referee had the ankle to see that. That was a great call right there. Right in front of the bench of Fitch.
Yeah, but he was in the right position. He was sprinting and chasing the game. Oh. It's the second time I've been fooled by a ball boy throwing the ball back and forth thinking I'm missing something with the camera here.
I think the ball boys are bailing water out of the boat the whole time, chasing
chopping wood.
Yeah, chopping wood, trying to get these balls back in play. Fitch playing a very high line except for one person.
That seems to defeat the purpose of the high line, huh?
Yeah. These last 10 minutes or so, Canfield has taken more control of the game. It's a good run down there from Fitch, forcing him to play the ball on a bounce. But Canfield definitely has had more control of the game in these last 10 minutes. Ball looks like it had some wicked spin on it.
Mm-hmm.
Good turn right there from Fitch. Fitch with the shot, just wider than net. Deflection. Could be another corner kick for Fitch.
Who took that shot?
That was number 4, Adrian Puz right there, Fitch. That was good contact there.
Yes, it was. He had good form as well.
Yeah. Something I like about that, he didn't try killing the ball, he tried going for placement.
Our science teachers listening, they had some kinetic energy in it already. Man, I hope I'm saying that right and not getting flamed.
Judging by the sideline, Coach Mike Bailey of Canfield is not happy with his team's effort.
Nope. And that's typically what happens after someone gets a little overzealous and fouls and is trying to show effort.
I will say, too, Canfield came off. They had a big 4-0 win over one of the rivals, Boardman, fellow conference opponent. Sometimes you gotta get kind of like an emotional high and you get a little bit of a drainage the next game.
And they call those trap games.
Yeah.
And I know Fitch doesn't want to lose 3 in a row here, so it's a big game all the way around.
A great touch right there from Fitch's number 13, Richardson.
Freshman, that's showing some composure. As we're sitting here watching this, usually we do a goal segment that goes onto our YouTube channel the next day, and I don't know what we would do if it was a 0-0 tie.
We might just show all the ball boys running around trying to throw the ball back onto the field.
To the sound of Benny Hill.
Palazzi of Canfield, great find right there, finds Molochak.
You took the words out of my mouth. That was great. Look at the space they're getting over here.
Kovacs with some space there, looking to play it back to Molochak.
Goal here would be devastating right before halftime.
Good tracking back right there from Fitch. There's that one going to be another one. That is a fourth foul that was committed on Bernay. And there's the last talking to. I guarantee that's.
But I do appreciate him not just handing out cards, because you have some referees that are just any bit of contact, it's card, and it takes away from the game.
Yeah, those fouls individually are nowhere near yellow card worthy, but the consistency sometimes does lead to a yellow card.
But I will give some credit to the parents, shockingly. No one's screaming at the referee, no one's yelling card him. You know, everyone's just kind of...
Pause with a little, for Fitch, a little overzealous with that shot right there, but...
Yeah, that's that's ambitious.
Yeah. So far, Fitch has 6 shots, 2 of which have been on goal. Ollie with the goal kick for Canfield.
They win the first, they win the second, which is ooh, that's a great pass. Yeah, but they're getting antsy. They're trying to play that quick ball instead of keeping it wide and getting some width. Whereas on the other side of the ball, that's all they want to do is get the width.
Yeah, Fitch is looking to counter, so they have to create space somehow. That's a good game plan if that's how they want to play.
They're playing a little bit deeper than I thought they would on this particular set.
Under a minute left.
Ooh, I would disagree.
I agree too, but sometimes if you just grab the ball as a player, if the refs aren't paying attention, you get the call. I think that's exactly what Puz did right there for Fitch.
Ooh, that's a great one too. But they say the number one rule in soccer is not to win the ball back, but to delay the attack. If you can get the other team to pass square or pass backwards, you're doing your job as a defender.
Speaking of defender, that's great defense right there from Carson of Austintown. Looking for Mickey going forward.
And the 12 seconds left.
Zayd Attaway of Canfield playing the ball out.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
And that's going to end our first half with the score Fitch 0, Canfield 0. Just to recap a little bit, Fitch has 6 shots, 2 of which have been on goal. Canfield has 1 shot. And last thing I'll say, we'd like to thank our sponsors, Armstrong Cable, Packer Thomas, Bodine Perry, Meyer Stores, Allstate Insurance, brought to you by Robert Fusco, and Albco. We'll check back at the start of the second half.
All right, welcome back for the second half. Both teams, lively discussion halftime. Both teams coming out, fans screaming. It looks like the Canfield girls team has showed up, showing their support. Always love to see that.
Absolutely. I think the second half, things to watch out for is Canfield going to attack with more width? Is Fitch going to try to attack with some more target players up top? Or is either team going to take a chance and throw some numbers forward? Because if not, this goal is going to come via a restart some way, somehow. And right now we're looking for a ball.
Again, ball boys were having some fun in halftime. Maybe they forgot to do their job.
Second half, we have a new player playing up top right now for Fitch. That's Nick Paul.
Dan, what do you think is going to happen here in the second half? I know you said they're going to get some numbers up, but
I really do think we're going to see a lot of the same for the first 15, 20 minutes. And I think if nothing score-wise changes, we're going to start throwing numbers forward.
that's good patience. Number 10, Drew Snyder, he seems to be a key component in their offense. That's a smart decision not to force it forward. Coach, you talked at halftime about sending numbers up. Fitch did exactly that. Looks like they got 5 in the attack and 2 more trailing as delayed runners. Number 16, Chris Gizzioni, trips on the ball. 2 freshmen there playing on the ball for Fitch. Again, lots of space in the middle. You usually don't see that. Fitch is committed to shutting down the outsides. Maybe that's a something they saw on film or something they've been told by other opponents that played Canfield. That's a nice move. That's a good ball. Looks like Harry Spalding on the outside. Plays it in the middle. Gets a touch. Just overshot.
A little cheeky back heel right there.
Yeah. I think once you're beyond the point of no return leaning forward, that's the only move you have to go on.
That's a little bit of creativity like we were speaking about in that first half. A little bit of confusion right there. I think referee's got it right, though.
Yeah, usually you don't want to listen to players when they tell you who it went out off of, but in that instance, they were right. It's a lot of space. That's a lot of speed on the ball, too. That's the right ball. That is absolutely the right ball. It just happened not to connect that time. Looks like Spalding is gassed on the outside. He's walking back. There you go. There you go. Delay the attack. Send it back.
Looks like Fitch is starting the second half how he did in the first half, controlling the ball. Wasn't until about a third of the first half left when Canfield started really making their name in the game, generating some offense.
Canfield has starting to get some success on this right side here. Looks like they're keeping here. I think that, like you said, they're going to have to skip a level or really get a big switch to do something a little unpredictable.
Sorry about that. I had a mosquito on my nose. I was trying to get off as I was working the camera. It's a nice outside of the foot pass right there.
I hate the outside of the foot pass because basically that means that you're not getting your hips around for an accurate one. Just a bit outside on the pass. Can't control it. Throw-ins for the Cardinal. I put the S on the wrong word there. Throw-ins Cardinal. How do you like that?
We're picking up what you're putting down. It's all good. Yeah, let's see if Canfield can hold the ball, get a little possession here. That way they can move up the field and not be all in their half.
I was going to say, they have people open. When you're in the middle and you take 3, 4, 5 touches, it throws off the timing of the play. It's an odd play. Luckily, the Fitch player stopped the ball, because if that went going, that could have meant a yellow card for, it looks like number I can't make out the number over there. Not a lot of movement up top. A little more of hit it here and I'll run to it. Yeah, they're trying to get that cross in.
I'm surprised with Canfield how much patience they have with the ball at their foot in the first 2/3 of the field. How much it just kind of stalls when it gets to that final third.
That's what we talked about in the first half with the creativity. If you can get, everyone's solid with their fundamentals, and then when it comes down to here, you need something special. You need something outside of the box. You need something different to put the defenders in a position where they're, making a bad move either way. And this could be it.
Yeah.
Getting numbers up, but again, they're keeping 4 back to Fitch's 2. And I think if they push those 2 forward, they'll have a drop and a lot of space. There's a bit of a gap in between them.
Corner kick right here from Canfield. This whole play started from counter pressure from Canfield. What counter pressure is, as soon as you lose the ball, you get on the ball immediately to stop the other team from countering. And that was some defensive pressure in the offensive zone for Canfield, which they basically got this corner kick for free on it just by doing that little bit of pressure. It was a long way away as just saying good pressure from Canfield.
I really want people to understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
From the training ground, look at that ball. One too many touches. This could be a good counter for Fitch. Is that Nick Paul running up top as the target man and giving it Das Boot to the fence. I don't see if Fitch gets numbers up and how many they keep back. It looks like they got 4 behind it. Cleared out. It's a great touch by the Canfield coach.
Game ready over there.
Handball call. That's the other thing that I think that Sakiasis does a great job when he referees. He gives hand signals and he kind of explains things to the players so no one's just guessing why the whistle was called.
Yeah. I can tell you firsthand, so can you. Not all referees do that. Actually, yellow card you when you ask them what are they doing. I guess that's probably you should have said what was the call instead of what are you doing.
Oh, he shoots it. Ooh, just outside, but saved by the keeper.
Tell you what, I was not expecting that shot to come from there. I was getting ready to say, Canfield had 5 attackers within a 10-yard space of each other. As I was getting ready to say, I think it was Kovacs with the shot.
Yeah, I believe low into the corner was the play, and great reaction time by Jamie Sorrells, goalkeeper for the Falcons. Now they're playing a zone type of defensive play. I am more of a fan of marking up man-to-man because then you don't get anyone through the seams.
I completely agree with you. I've never been a fan of zone defending on corner kicks. It's weird. As a coach, you're either all in on one or the other.
Correct.
It's like an Austintown pizza, either Wedgwood or Westgate pizza. Nothing. Nobody likes both.
You just made a lot of people mad right now.
I'm a Wedgwood fan myself.
I enjoy the Wedgwood pizza. Uh-oh. While they're holding on to the ball, we have a counterpart over on the other side of the stadium, Mr. Lenny Gessler, who does the play-by-play here at Fitch. He's been doing it for possibly longer than I've been alive. That's an amazing ball. He has it. Oh, that's not the first touch he wanted, I'm sure, but
Was that Burnett who played that ball
That's a great vision ball by Josiah Burnett.
Wow.
Nope. They're calling for subs. But he's over there in the booth. He used to be at Channel 19. I remember when the grass fields were here at Fitch, he would bring the van up, climb up on top, and do coach interviews, player interviews. He was always there at almost every game at a time where you really didn't see games being filmed and broadcast. So big shout out to Lenny Gessler, who's over there in the booth. If you know Lenny, let him know that we're speaking highly of him because he's a really good guy.
Could not have said that better myself. Oh, there's a game going on here.
Yep, the ball gets all the way through.
I'm talking about how good somebody else is at doing this job. I am get caught ball watching.
Cameraman is a skill. We are missing our cameraman tonight, Chris Platten, who does a fantastic job for Steel Valley Soccer, who it's amateur hour between Dan and I here.
I could talk soccer all day long. I just can't talk soccer and film this game very well.
Didn't get all of that one. But again, they're pressing. They're doing those things where they're doing the unexpected. They're not the typical pass open, stay square, inside of the foot, back to the person. They're trying to be a little more creative, and I think that's what this game needs to get a goal in the back of the net. And I feel like in the last 5 minutes, it's gotten significantly colder here at the stadium.
I'm feeling good over here in my...
Your Gore-Tex?
But you are absolutely right.
Ooh, this is a great ball and opportunity for Canfield.
That was a 120-mile-an-hour cross right there.
Anyone that gets on the end of that's putting it near goal, through goal, whatever you need. Ooh. Good on the goalkeeper, Jamie Sorrells, for not killing his his ball boys, although now he just boots it off to the side.
He hit the man standing on the fence.
He did. He was trying to do something good. We'll give him that. It's the attempt. It's the thought that matters, right? It's good pressure. They're going to get a switch here. Outside mid or possibly an outside defender is not coming back to check to it, allowing him to take all this space, but he's going to give it Das Boot. You know what they say? I'm referencing they a lot. I noticed that, huh?
Yeah.
All right, what I've heard before, I guess. I need to get another cliche there. But
What do they say?
good goalies make routine plays look spectacular. And great goalies make spectacular plays look routine.
Yep.
And it looked like he was making that routine play look a little spectacular. He could have just picked it up. That's something I'd have to mention if I was his coach. Just, hey, don't give us a heart attack back there, please.
Only a coach would notice something like that. And everyone that has coached knows exactly what you're talking about.
Ali Shalish is a senior, I believe. Returning starter, great goalie.
Oh, Campbell getting space.
That one touch too many. Another corner kick. If I'm not mistaken, it's their third to match Fitch's.
The way Fitch plays, though, they're okay with not being in possession because they try to hit counters with their speed up top. But Campbell's doing a good job of playing this game on Fitch's half of the field. It's very hard to score if you can't get the ball past midfield.
The man unmarked again, that zonal defending on corner kicks. It looked like they had a play to where one player came in to gather the attention. Ooh. First kind of controversial call or no call, depending on which side you're on. Canfield fans seem to take a little bit of exception. Persuade the referee to call something in the box.
I was expecting this game to be a little more physical, as I say that. But I think this final final bit of this game is going to be, I'm assuming they're going to pick up the pace, pick up the physicality.
Yeah, not verticality, but physicality.
Verticality, no.
Which verticality is not a rule in the soccer rule book that we've learned in years past.
Except one person.
Except one person. He happened to be in the yellow shirt.
Not this yellow shirt.
No, not these gentlemen. There you go. Ref taking control. Because it is the little things that add up to a big, chippy battle towards the end of the game. And if you can stop that from happening throughout the game, towards the end, it won't be an issue.
Yeah, stop the snowball from rolling downhill.
And that's the second time Canfield has done that this game where they had a throw-in, and I do know they're trying to aim for their player to control it, and it just goes directly out of bounds. It's an odd sequence.
I honestly think what they're trying to do, I think they're trying to hit him, and he's trying to deflect it one touch to the middle to an open player. I think they just keep mishitting it. I mean, you're asking your players a lot right there, but...
It's Chris Gizzioni clearing the ball. Smart decision. I'd throw it back to keep possession, try to get a big switch. There seems to be a gap on the far side. Throw-ins seem to be plaguing both teams here. Nolan Mickey plays the ball out wide, nicely done. Can't really tell who that is, but they get another corner kick, fourth.
Nick Fabula for Fitch right there, running that ball down.
All right, let's see how they set up defensively a little bit here.
Still feels like this goal's going to come from a set piece somehow.
That's a great ball in. There it is. There's a ball that was rolling a little bit slower than he was probably anticipating because he hit the ground before the ball hit his hands.
I think he thought one of his defenders were going to clear that away. A little fun fact for you here on corner kicks: 60% of goals are scored from a deflection, not the in-swing straight header into the goal. It's a deflection and then a hit after that.
Where did you pull that from?
When I was setting up corner kicks as a coach.
Nicely done. Is that Nick Tabola almost with the goal?
Yeah.
He is a world-class athlete in track, from what I understand.
Yeah.
Looked like he can jump pretty high there, too. Let's hope he's on the high jump squad. We're hitting the lull of the second half. Both teams with decent opportunities. Fitch looks like they're gaining a little momentum here. Canfield looking to control. Oh, he had a man wide, but that is a fantastic ball. And shot. Great defensive play. Great offensive play. This is fun to watch. This is good soccer.
It is good soccer. I'm still surprised Canfield's attacking so narrowly, but they've been able to find space so far. What a touch.
Ooh. This is a free kick in a dangerous area. If they've got someone that could put it on frame, this could be a good goal for them. Any goal is a good goal, right? Especially in a 0-0 tie. They're adjusting the wall. I guarantee they're going to ask for 10, and he's marking it off now.
Yeah, they're about 5.5 yards right now.
But still on the conservative side for Canfield. They've got 3 people back around the 50. I understand that more than likely if they get a clearance, it'll come out to one of those 3, but I'd push people in. Ooh, just over. You could tell his body wasn't quite down on the ball, and
no, he was leaning back. He hit that ball. I know he's gonna wish he had that play back tomorrow morning.
Was that Kovac that took that?
That was Kovac, yeah.
All right, both teams trading some shots, opening up the playbook, as they as they say. I'm going to stop saying that sooner or later.
As long as you don't start saying face off.
Do soccer better. There we go. Here's Tabola. Takes a shot. Crowd's trying to energize their teams. I hear coach saying, stay with your mark. Yeah, it's a dangerous play. Anytime you show studs to the faces.
Another ball that bounces that one twice on the 50-50.
Oh, great turn. But played right off the ball. And he got the ball. I think Josiah Berna is just used to getting fouled at this point and thought he was going to get it.
Hey, what the physicality has picked up in the job for our center referee, Saki, has gotten much harder. A lot of contested plays out there. A lot of people putting everything into it, falling down a little bit. But I'll tell you what, I'm impressed with Kovacs out there of Canfield. He's a technical player, strong on the ball. Seems like anytime Canfield gets offense or gets a chance going forward, he's involved in it, so one way or another.
Also has a solid hairdo. If you've ever seen a picture of him, I'm
You're
very jealous of the amount of hair he
has.
has. Us going bald guys.
Speak for yourself.
Nah, I knew you were going to say it.
You won't see it if you don't want to.
Good defensive play.
Yes, I apologize there, but it looks like both teams on the ball, they pressure the ball exceptionally well. Neither team really has a whole lot of space in front of them because each team closes down space very quickly.
Which last year's Crestview team showed us how vital that was to their style of play. Just high pressure, 1, 2, 3 guys throwing each other at the ball.
That counter pressure produces offense by itself without even winning the ball back. A lot of times teams will pass you the ball.
That's where they're getting the space right now. They got the man up. Ooh, but they played it up. Goalkeeper Jamie Sorrell is there on the 18-yard line to clean it up.
It seems like there's like 5-minute splotches of each team getting offensive pressure. It's never end to end. It seems like Canfield gets some chances for 5 minutes, then Fitch gets some chances. That ball went so high, I lost it.
Got some hands in the back. Free kick for the Falcons. Holden 18, which I always loved as an attacker because that just gave me a starting point to try to beat them in that area. That's giving me space behind them.
Especially when you look up and see the goalie standing back on the line.
Probably a push, some type of charging foul.
Like we said, the even the off the ball physicality has picked up some.
Ball played early. And it seems like they want to attack this side. I know that there's a couple freshmen playing over here, and
that is something I'm very impressed. We talked about how young both these teams are, and it has not seemed to cut up with them yet. Looks like each team's trying to exploit it, but it hasn't caused any issues whatsoever.
Mickey gets his head on it with that mullet. If they can get an overlapping run, but then their defender, they had some space, some numbers up. Here it is. Well done from the outside. I can't see who that is.
That's Jonathan Carson of Fitch right there.
One of our players to watch. Good ball. If he can get it square across, he's got another man coming. Ooh. Playing advantage. Keeps possession. If he can get out for a throw in, they can lock him in. Ooh. Into the concession stand. It's the best shot we've seen all night. Right through the window.
Right into the fryer.
Deep fried soccer ball on the menu
New
for the rest of the
appetizer on
game.
the menu right there. Comes with a side of burnt.
I don't know. If you deep fry anything, they said some people eat it. Maybe they will.
Take your word for that one.
15.5-minute mark here. Still scoreless, 0-0. Not too many chances. A couple of scares from either side, but
Another fast moving. I don't think the clock has stopped one time since they blew the opening whistle.
correct. Where we are sitting right now will soon be a $15 million complex, replacing these east stands with metal ones and putting an indoor turf facility with some lanes for a track, a weight room, I think possibly wrestling room, the kitchen sink being thrown at this side here.
Down to 14 minutes left. It seems like both teams are staying true to what their game plan is. Do you think either team takes chances here?
Yes, but because the players are doing it, not necessarily because the coach wants them to.
Right. I think the fact that both teams are defending with an obnoxious amount of players, there is no reason, in my opinion, to keep everybody back. Obviously, you can keep one back if you want, if there's nobody out. But I'd like to see someone take a chance to try to get this goal.
Unfortunately, I think that Adrian Puz pass was close, but not close enough.
Right. Again, we're not saying that either team is doing anything wrong.
No,
This is just from a pure entertainment standpoint looking here. Even though it's 0-0, this has been a thoroughly entertaining game. I'm very glad we get to watch this game. I'm glad you guys watching it at home get to see it as well.
Will make our player of the game very difficult.
Yes, it will.
And as we say that, doesn't necessarily always have to be the goal scorer that gets it. We've given it to a defender a couple times.
Goalie. And
Oh, looks like we got our first card.
first stoppage in play here.
First card of the game, and probably an excessive amount of fouling.
I think that was Kovacs getting the yellow card, so we'll see how fast he gets back into the game.
I think you said it earlier, he's one of the top goal scorers for the team.
Yeah, him and Molechek. I believe they both have 6.
Now here's a good chance to get a quick counter. They're content with holding on and letting their team get up. That's the thing about a quick counter. If it works, it looks amazing. If it doesn't, it looks terrible because you're putting a couple people on an island.
As an attacker, I know you're an attacker. You want to be put on an island sometimes. You want to be given the opportunity to
Some good
do your
sportsmanship
thing.
there.
Yeah, it was. And any guess who got fouled right there? You guessed it right. That was Burnout. I guess if you're on the ball quite a bit, you will get fouled.
He's the game leader for fouls in a game, getting fouled in a game. That's a great ball, whoever that was in the middle to play that. Yeah, here comes another card. I can't see who it is, but they have to take a seat for a little bit. Kovac coming back in from his yellow card. The score of that game is 1-1, 1 yellow to 1 yellow.
Yeah. For those of you keeping at home, Burnout has been fouled 7 times, and that has become a stat starting September 15th of 2022.
Most fouls in a game, most getting fouled in a game. It's a nice win from the player in the back. Who is that? Oh, handball. 12 minutes left in the game, and everyone's just getting a little tired. Almost like each team is allowing the other one the space in the back, saying, here, control the ball here. We do not care if you have it.
That's one thing that's our top team in the area, Mooney. They do very well. They pressure very intensively in the offensive third, and that's how they get most of their offenses, by doing that. It's worked out very well for them.
Ooh. That's 2 in a row now. I'll have to disagree with the AR on. Great shield and play.
Looks like Canfield was looking to go quickly with that, but
You know, every now and again, Fitch's scoreboard surprises me with how bright it is. It's like an airplane landing on the south side of the field here. Now look at this outside defender for Canfield on this near side here. If we can get the camera down lower, there you go. Mm-hmm. He's got a stretch of land 20 yards wide going up this side. Ball squirts out. This looks promising for Canfield. Now they refuse to play to the outside, the far side defender. Canfield's just not being able to find, and he's got tons and tons of space.
As we approach our final 10 minutes of this game, something I've noticed from both sides, neither team with a whole lot of subs.
No,
a lot of teams, if they do sub, they're subbing in the same couple guys, giving the same guys breaks. So these are both two well-conditioned teams.
That's the perfect conditions for soccer too, you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's not too hot, it's not too cold, it's not raining, it's not... This is an enjoyable night, probably a really nice night to play. There you go, there's a quick counter for them. Maybe just a little too far. Gazzoni's got it. Plays it back. Here's the space that Canfield so desperately needs on that far side. Not quite sure who that was, but that was a great defensive step. There you go. It's nice. Go across the ball. I'm making house noises here. Ooh. He's better watch, Kovac. I think that is. He's playing on a yellow.
You're all right. That changing on the scoreboard really does.
I turned to see if you saw it.
Yeah.
And man, it's unnerving.
Yeah.
I have to imagine as a player that would definitely catch the corner
Especially
of your
as
eye.
goalies, as you're looking down the field at the game. They got enough to worry about. The color of the background they're looking at should not be one of them.
That's a great ball. That's something that Canfield does not do. They don't switch it to their outside back or outside mid. And that's what we were talking about earlier, that players kind of taking it on their own, getting away from the script a little bit and just getting antsy and kicking it up front. As much as that's not what your coach wants you to do, Every now and again to keep the other team on their toes, I'd have to imagine I would do it. Dan, here, do you like holding 18?
Absolutely not.
I don't either.
Especially straight on here like this. It'd be much easier for defenders to come at the ball.
Now it gives your goalie some space, but he seems to be glued to his line. That's Nick Tabola again getting his head on the ball. Not what they wanted as a goal kick, but this might work out in their favor as Fitch pushes people forward, creating space behind that line. And that's exactly what's happening. He's got people in the middle if he can get it across. He does, just that's not the right team.
Split right in between his options right there. He probably looked up and saw many options and he played it between all of them.
Said it's got to go to someone. It did, just not his team. That's a great ball, but he looks to be. Oh, he was. That's a great save. It looks like he might have been offsides there. No call by the far AR.
I agree. I thought he was offsides too, but that was a fantastic ball played by Puz. Perfectly weighted ball. And good job by Canfield's defense to come back and track that ball back on Spalding, who had that on. Who's coming on with the ball.
One thing I'll give these teams, they do get out of trouble very easily. Uh-oh, this is dangerous. $1,000,000-mile-an-hour, low and away, fastball. Under 5 minutes now, 0-0 tie. Game of the week is exciting, just no goals yet. A lot of near misses and.
You know, a lot of times you look in the paper, you see, say if the score stays this way, you see 0-0, you don't think much happens. But you know what? We've been treated. There's been a lot of back and forth play, a lot of good play. Physicality in the game.
A foul by Jonathan Richardson.
That's how we do these right here, because a lot of times the scores don't always tell the tale of the game. That's why we're here trying to showcase both teams.
Tennis match breaks out in the middle of a soccer game, back and forth. Now this is where we've been talking about earlier, that Canfield's getting a lot of space on this far side. And I'd have to imagine that if that outside defender would kind of help out and push up, they'd have more options instead of just giving the outside mid the ball and saying, do something with it.
Let's picture someone poking with a stick. Do something.
He's got 3 defenders on him, and he's able to almost find a player, but ooh, and he's on. Yeah, he did not get the ball. The ball was popped up in the air. Roar erupts on the far side of the field. Fans of the Falcons alike, and I don't know, standing directly in front of the ball's not always the greatest decision.
Yeah. From the loudness of the crowd when that foul was called, the players didn't seem to react too much to that.
It from our viewpoint, 1,000 feet away, it looked like the ball was up in the air and not gotten by the defender.
Do you see Puz standing on the ball right now talking with the goalie?
Yes, I do.
That is some mind games if I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Hops in the wall and takes a step forward. Just in the side of the net, I think everyone held their breath right there, figuring out if that hit inside the netting or side netting.
It's a nice shot. It was close. I don't know if Sorrells would have had that. He seemed to be pretty on it, though. He's playing a really nice game today. The couple times he was called on.
Yeah, both goalies, they haven't had a whole lot to do, but they've done well with both things they've done.
Yeah.
I should say at the times. Down to 2 minutes remaining in the game.
This is where everyone's going to be ramped up. Chaos will ensue in the next 2 minutes. Every foul is magnified, every play is magnified, every decision by the ref is. I agree with the decision to try to make that pass, but execution just didn't find its mark. I think he might have.
Just had some confusion what's going on the sideline right now as the clock is ticking down. Well, I don't know what quite. There we go. There's a
yellow card for a coach. You better watch. That's a $250 fine if a red comes out.
I see what happened. They called a foul. I was wondering what was all going on right there.
I don't think it wasn't on the initial play. No,
it
it looks like it's a throw-in. It looks like the ball was out before the contact.
Okay.
It's a big throw-in. Yeah, he's got his hands on him.
How many times have we seen a big call made one way and then a call exactly the other way right after?
But here's the chaos that we said was going to ensue under 2 minutes. Everyone wants that. Jesus.
Yeah, everyone wants that Jesus.
Man, that's blinding.
Yeah.
I think if I'm an opposing coach, I'd say, hey, listen, they can't do that during the game.
Yeah.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this has turned out to be pretty good. Fans alike are yelling, but the game plays on. 45 seconds left. Canfield has a little bit of time. He plays it out of bounds. Everyone's screaming loud noises. He's got a man, but he does not want to get rid of it. With less than 30 seconds left. 22 seconds left. Everyone's adrenaline is up. Fitch content with just kicking it out of bounds.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5.
And this is a 0-0 tie. Fitch and Canfield playing to a scoreless tie here at Greenwood Chevy Stadium. Steel Valley Soccer Game of the Week did not disappoint.
Did not. Zero, like we talked about before, the 0-0 score line does not tell the whole story of this game. It was action-packed from the first whistle to the last. Both teams have young players playing, and they both stood up very well. Goalies didn't have to do a whole lot today, but they did everything well. And we were treated to a very nice, good night of soccer. Weather's perfect. Soccer was very good. We'd like to see a goal. We'd like to see some teams take some chances, but overall, I'm very happy with what we got to witness tonight.
Absolutely. We want to thank our sponsors one last time before we go. That's Armstrong Cable, Packer Thomas, Bodine Perry, Meyer Stores, Allstate with Robert Fusco, and Albaco Metals. Thank you guys for letting us do what we do. This has been Tim Walsh and Dan Conley for Steel Valley Soccer. Thank you for tuning in.
Thank you very much.